Guys, to start the donut making process, we're gonna warm up 1.5 cup of whole milk. Okay, warm it up. It's a little over, like a tiny bit. You'll be all right. All right, warm it up for about 1.5 minutes. You do not want this super boiling hot. Okay, so while the milk is warming, I'm going to go ahead and put a 1/2 cup of white sugar in our bowl. Hopefully you guys could see that. You want your milk to be about 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so if you have a thermometer just to check it, go right ahead. All right, let's check the temperature on this milk. I think I'll give it 30 more seconds. It's just 105. All right, let's try again. Let me see. I'm gonna put it in and just wait like a minute just so the temperature can go down just a little bit. Put it in with your sugar. Okay, it's slowing down. So we're at 108. That's good. All right. 110, 108. Close enough. Now put your yeast. You're gonna need 2 packets of active dry yeast. This is the one I'm using. Okay, so 2 of those. Don't mix it or anything, just pour it in there. It's going to feed off of the sugar, and leave it in there for about 5 to 10 minutes before you add any other ingredients. All right, so 5 to 10 minutes, you're gonna see it's gonna start like frothing, bubbling a little bit. So that's how you know your yeast is working. So 5-10 minutes. But I just realized I did something, and this is how rusty it is for me to do cooking videos for you guys. You should have done this in your stand mixer or the bowl in which you're going to use a mixer with a dough hook, okay? So this is gonna go into my KitchenAid right here. Okay, so please excuse that. I'm trying to get back into the hang of things here, okay? I'm trying to make promises come true. Can you tell it's been a while since I've made a cooking video? Oh my goodness, the worst. While the yeast was doing its thing, and I had to go and transfer over my yeast mixture because my brain is not functioning correctly today for some reason, you're gonna go ahead and put your mixer on low. Okay, and get your eggs cracked. So you're gonna add in your 2 eggs to that. All right, you guys, you're gonna add in your melted butter. Make sure it doesn't have to be completely liquid, but melt it enough because everything in there is warm, so it's gonna melt off completely. Add in your 1 teaspoon of salt. This is kosher salt. You're gonna add in your 1/3 cup of water. And we're slowly going to add in our dry ingredients, which is the flour. If you want, you can add some vanilla extract in there if you want. I'll just put a little tiny drop because there's going to be vanilla extract in the glaze. So 6 full cups of flour and a extra 1/4 cup of flour, okay? Stop that. Lift it up. Make sure that one combines first. More. That's 2. Three. Put the speed up to number 2. 4. 5. 5, 6, 6 and 1/4 cups of flour. It is gonna be a sticky dough, just so you know. I know it looks super sticky, but this is how it should look, okay? Alright, you guys, you're gonna need to get one of these or put some foil down or clean your countertop off. Flour it a bit before you put the dough on because it will be sticky. Okay, so you're gonna take your dough out like this, like try to scoop it up. Pile it up in one big pile. Okay, now you're gonna try to make a little dough ball with it. Okay, that's why you put the flour on here, so it doesn't stick too much to it. Now with this, you want to put some cooking spray in there. You can use whatever cooking spray you have available. Or you can put some oil, but I just use this. Okay, so cooking spray in there so it doesn't stick to it. Like that. Okay, and just drop it in there. Okay, it's just gonna slide into place. Put a little bit of the non-stick spray on top if you don't have a lint-free cloth. Okay, and then you're just gonna use some plastic wrap, or you can use a plastic plate or a regular plate to cover it. Okay, so you just put it like so. Try to get it a little loose because it will rise. Okay, so nice and loose so that, you know, when it rises up, it has space. Okay. All right, you guys, you're gonna have to put this in a warm place for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Wait until you see that it is rising up, it's spilling over. It has to become 2 to 3 times its original size, just like this, okay? So once we get to this point, you're gonna lightly flour your area where you're going to roll this out. Get yourself your rolling pin, okay? If you don't have a mat like this, just clean your counter off really good with soap and water and you should be fine. All right, and I'm just gonna take the plastic wrap off. And you see, once you touch it, it starts deflating, but don't worry, it'll get back, you know, fluffy once you roll it out. Okay, so it should come out pretty easy out the bowl. If there's anything extra in there, just take your spatula and scrape it off because we are using every little bit of this dough. Okay, we're not wasting anything. So once you get that on there, you can go ahead and sprinkle on some flour on top of it and just use your hands to kind of press the flour in so it isn't sticky for the rolling pin. So you're pretty much putting a layer between your dough and your rolling pin so it doesn't stick onto it when you start rolling. So go ahead, put your flour on top, press it out, and you're going to need some cookie cutters to cut out the donut shapes, okay? And lightly roll this out. You want it to be 1/2 inch in thickness because it will rise again once you're done rolling it out. So 1/2 inch. If you want your donuts a bit bigger than that, you can do it to 1 inch, but you won't get as many donuts. 1 inch, 1/2 inch works for me, okay? 1/2 inch, not 1 inch. That works for me. I get a lot of donuts and a lot of donut holes for my kids. with just the thickness of 1/2 inch. This is not my regular rolling pin. My other one, I cannot find it. I don't know where my son put it. He washed it and put it somewhere and I can't find it. So once I find it, I'll be happy again. But this one is okay. It's doing the job. But as you guys can see, I'm lightly just rolling it over. You don't want to press this down too much. While you're rolling out your dough, make sure you have your pot in which you're going to fry the donuts in on the stove with oil in it, vegetable oil. And that's how it should look. So now we're going to go in with our cookie cutter. You're not going to use the rigid side. You're going to use the nice round, smooth side and just press this down really hard so it cuts right through the dough. And I'm going to use a shot glass to cut out my donut hole because the smallest ring in the cookie cutter set is just too big to cut out a donut hole for me. So I just use a shot glass. And I just push that, and that's pretty much how I do my donuts and donut holes at the same time. So like I said, I put my pot on the stove with my oil. I'm using vegetable oil. I put it on medium heat. You don't want this on high heat. It will cook your donuts too fast and they will get dark way too fast and they're not going to get as fluffy. So just have it on medium heat, maybe like medium high, but medium heat works for me. And again, I'm using vegetable oil. You want to at least have 2 to 3 inches of like deepness, I guess, of oil in your pot. Don't use a frying pan. You do not want the donuts to touch the bottom of your frying pan. Get like a deeper pot, a stock pot, something like that, where you can put in oil and at least put in about 2 to 3 inches worth of oil in there. Okay, I get the huge container or gallon of oil from Walmart, vegetable oil, to fry these. And I do reuse the oil. So after I'm done frying them, which it only takes maybe 2 minutes, a minute on each side, but that depends on your stove, I just take them off and put them on a cooling rack. And here are the donut holes. You'll notice when you cut your donuts, they'll start rising again. So that's why I said only a 1/2 inch in thickness when you roll it out, because they will fluff back up. The yeast will make them get nice and puffy. These donuts are so soft on the inside, guys. If you follow all the directions, I promise you, it will be like one of the best donuts you've ever had in a very, very long time. Because I've had lots of donuts, okay? I have had lots of donuts, different kinds of donuts. But these are so close in texture to, I want to say Krispy Kreme, but in my opinion, they're softer. I'm not trying to make my head big here. Okay, it's already big. But I feel like they're much better, maybe because they're fresh out. I don't know, but they're really, really good. So if you could find a cookie cutter with a smaller size, maybe like a 1-inch cutter to make your donut holes, that will be great. But the shot glass works for me. I believe it's about maybe 1 1/4 inch wide, and the donut holes are actually bigger than the ones that you get from like Dunkin' Donuts. So really, really love that about them. But I'll try and see if I could find like a donut cutter. I believe they are being sold on Amazon and eBay. So I'll check and see if I can find one. You guys know I love kitchen gadgets and stuff like that. So, all right. So about 2 minutes, 1 minute on each side. Please watch your donut. This is not a cooking recipe where you put something in the pot and then just go sit down and watch TV. When I cook, I stay in my kitchen. I do not leave my stove at all. Okay, and make sure you have a paper towel down with your cooling rack. I got these little racks at the dollar store. You can get better ones at Walmart, but the reason why I got them at the dollar store is because my kids always destroy them. So for the glaze, we're going to use 1/4 cup evaporated milk, and we're going to use 2 cups of confection sugar. It looks like I'm putting 4 cups, but it's actually a 1/2 cup measuring cup, so that's why it's 4 cups. So just 2 full cups of confection sugar, or 4 1/2 cups, because I did not want to dirty another measuring cup. You're also going to put in about 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and just mix that up. A lot of people use just regular milk or water to make their glaze. I just prefer to use the evaporated milk. It just gives it a richer, creamier taste. It has a slight tang to it. So yeah, once you're done with your glaze, you'll know it's done when it becomes nice and creamy. It has a bit of a thickness, but it's not runny or watery. It's just creamy, almost like a lotion consistency. Okay, you want it nice and smooth, lotion consistency. That's when you know it's done and there's no chunks left into it. You just mix it with a little whisk real quick. Very, very easy to do. Also, all the ingredients is down below in the description box. I'll put it there just for you guys so I don't get any complaints, okay? All right, so once your donut has cooled for a couple of minutes, you're gonna go ahead, put it in your glaze, push it down, and then put it back on the cooling rack where it will drip. So make sure you have a paper towel or another sheet, baking sheet under your cooling rack so it doesn't make a mess all over, okay? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sorry there's no donut hole glaze part, but I did glaze those as well and put them on the cooling rack. That's because my kids came home, and that's the reason why I'm doing a voiceover on the rest of this video, because it got real noisy in here. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, comment down below. If you do make these donuts, tag me on Instagram at Cooking with Queenie. Okay, I do plan on posting more for you guys. I am so sorry I've been slacking, and I know I say that all the time, but I really am, and I'll see you all very soon in another video. Love you guys. Bye.